Actress Kristen Bell is launching a new venture. It is a CBD skincare line called Happy Dance. We have lifestyle and shopping expert Amy E. Goodman to tell us all about it. It is Wednesday, October 21st. Let's talk money with our friends. Welcome to the Money with Friends podcast. I am certified financial planner, Bobbi Rebell, host of the Financial Grownup podcast, coming to you from my very grown-up kitchen in New York City.
And I'm Amy E. Goodman, coming to you from my kitchen island in Washington, D.C.
Here on Money with Friends, we talk about the latest personal finance headlines, added insights, and wisdom of our fantastic cast of thought leaders like Amy E. Goodman. We mix in questions and comments from our money friends and leave you with a takeaway to make it your own. Amy, welcome back to the show. You had a fantastic debut on Tuesday. We talked about Amazon Prime, got some great holiday shopping tips, and now we're talking celebrities and their products. You know a lot of celebrities.
Do I?
You do. Well, you know, I'm forgetting.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking Kelly and Ryan.
Yes.
I love Kelly and Ryan Live. Yes.
Yeah.
You do that show. You go on all the morning shows, always talking about amazing deals that we can get and also just cool new products. And you brought us this story.
Yes, I did. You know, I'm super excited to talk about it. I think when we talk about celebrities and then their ventures into entrepreneurship and whether they are successful or whether they fail. And as American consumers, we just love to watch these stories unfold and unravel. I'm really excited for what we're about to embark upon in terms of dissecting at least one of them.
Yes. Well, and I also pulled up, I don't know if you saw, I pulled up some big celebrity wins and failures, and they were kind of surprising. Let's see which one of our friends is going to lead us into the story for today. All right. Our headline comes to us from Forbes by Celia Shalsman. Kristen Bell launches CBD skincare line Happy Dance with Lord Jones. So she is all about CBD, which she says puts her in a happy place, thus the name. It is a partnership with Lord Jones, which makes CBD infused products. It's a joint premium hemp-derived skincare brand. The website, guys, is called doahappydance.com. And here's some fun facts. She was actually introduced to it to Lord Jones products by her hairstylist. Her favorite product was the one for her feet, which were always hurting in high heels. And it's interesting. She says this is an accessible price point. And she's targeting moms who are feeling overwhelmed. And if you go to the website and watch the videos on there, they are hilarious. I don't know. It's almost as good as Amy Goodman's Reels. That's all I can say. I don't want to ruin it, but I was just like, sign me up. I don't know. Amy, what did you think about this?
Well, I wanted to speak specifically about what the line is. So it's a skincare line. She has 3 products. So there's like a body butter, a bath bomb, and a kind of a coconut milk, which is meant to be used kind of head to toe. And the price points are at $15. So I think what she has been saying over and over again, I want affordability, I want quality of product, and ease of use specifically targeted towards moms. So, this isn't her first foray into kind of selling products under her name. Her husband and they teamed up actually about a year ago, or maybe a little bit more, for a line called Hello Bello, which has been sold in Walmart. And it's a very affordable line of products for babies, including diapers and creams. And again, with quality first and foremost. I think all the products I believe are plant driven. And then again, that affordability factor, making things that are generally somewhat accessible for people who have more money in their wallet and making it more affordable for the masses. So her commentary here and her personal narrative into entrepreneurship has this common theme of affordability, which is great. She says she makes way too much money as an actress, and she's going back to her roots and trying to give back. Also there's a give back component to this product where a portion of the proceeds go to a nonprofit organization, which I would love to see in all celebrity endeavors. I feel like it should almost be a requirement, to be quite frank. I'm very curious to see how these products do. I too visited the website to see Kristen swirling around with blowing fans and fancy gowns and talking about motherhood and how we all need a break and how she's hoping these products will deliver.
Yes, but I will tell you there's a comic twist, as there always would be with her at the end of the videos, which is so awesome. Do you feel like you are more likely to buy a product if it's celebrity endorsed?
Being a kind of a reporter and working a lot in the shopping spaces and also doing tons of editorial with product on air, I research my products like I would any other. Do celebrity products get more hype? Yes, they're usually out in the press and doing tours and doing interviews. So you might hear about a given launch more than you would the same product if it didn't have a celebrity launch. So I might even be a little bit more hypercritical because I want to see if a product will really deliver, not just on the celebrity's name.
We asked our Instagram audience that actually. So we asked them, has a celebrity backed product encouraged you to purchase something you might not otherwise purchase? What do you think they said?
I don't know. I think that they might be like me, and 40% might go for a celebrity endorsed product. I'm not sure actually though.
So you think the majority would not though?
Right.
Yeah. So you're correct in that sense. The number's a little bit different, but 28% said yes. And I'll admit, I definitely have become interested in products. I think what you said is very accurate. It's that maybe I wasn't aware of it. Like I wasn't familiar with Lord Jones, but now I'm like, oh, that sounds like a great way to relax as a mom, because I saw Kristen Bell feeling relaxed when she used the CBD infused moisturizer. And I never really thought about using a CBD infused moisturizer. So it gave me the idea because there was press about Kristen Bell and this new thing. So it's not necessarily because of her, but it's because of the publicity that she generated about the product. So I guess it sort of is, but I've definitely, if we're being honest here, bought things like because Oprah will highlight it, or I see like I've definitely bought makeup if like Allure magazine rates it as the best, and you are curious about that stuff. Celebrity businesses, do you think it helps or hurts to have a celebrity? I mean, we kind of assume that a lot of them are super successful because we hear about them, but a lot of the ones I feel that are the most successful, people really work at. It's not just these dip your toes in, right?
Oh no, it's full marketing campaigns. It's blasts of everything across their social, and obviously celebrities that have tremendous followings. Kylie Jenner, for example, on her $1 billion plus business, all of those things kind of definitely factor into whether things go well or not. What makes me kind of just I don't know, but when celebrities ever get into restaurants, I always kind of just interiorly cringe because the food space is such a hard one as it is, and we now have learned that just because a celebrity puts their name against a restaurant does not at all guarantee its success. It still goes through the throes as any restaurant does in terms of how is the food, can you bring people in, can you keep this consistent, etc. So it just seems like every time I hear of a celeb restaurant collaboration or they're opening it on their own, I worry deeply for them.
Yeah, no, and it's true. And you can have some of the biggest stars on the planet. I mean, Jennifer Lopez had a restaurant called Madres that closed. Britney Spears had one called Nola that closed. I remember the Fashion Cafe with all these models. And the truth is, unless the models are going to be there to greet you all the time, it doesn't, ultimately it comes down, as you said, to like the actual restaurant experience. And it's a very difficult space. And then when you look at some of the celebrity driven lines that have been long-term successful, you look at people like the Olsen twins. They went into the fashion business, but they really stopped doing other things. And it wasn't a little side hustle. I mean, they have 3 very successful fashion lines now, but that was their job. They kind of stopped doing the acting and became fashion moguls very deliberately and really put in the work. And they've talked about that it's not something that just happens overnight. And you know, it's not enough to be a celebrity name. I mean, I was pulling up research and we think of Gwyneth Paltrow with Goop, and I know she does some movies still, but really she's very much involved in Goop. You can see her all over the place with that. Blake Lively tried to launch a website called Preserve in 2014 and it folded less than a year later. We don't know what really happened there, but the magic doesn't always just happen just because you're a celebrity.
Oh, definitely not. And you can add to that list greatly by, and any also celebrity that goes into fashion without a fashion background, you just always have to have the right teams around you. You have to have the right designers. You have to have the right marketing people. You have to really kind of create this family, because not all celebrities will stop everything to run this business. Like Reese Witherspoon, she also has a complete line of kind of Southern inspired fashion, accessories, etc. It's doing phenomenally well as far as I've heard. And also Rihanna and teaming up with Fenty, and she's still singing songs and producing music. And Reese is still in movies and also has her production company amidst a myriad of other businesses that she has. So if they're not running it directly and quit their day job, then they are definitely multitasking with teams that can support them properly.
Right. And I think that relates to a lot of people that want to add side hustles or additional businesses. You have to really be realistic about what you can do and the people that you have working for you if you're not doing it directly. I mean, you could, the list, I pulled up an article of the list of, celebrity failures. I mean, you have Steven Spielberg at one point was trying to run a submarine themed restaurant called Dive. I mean, that's just probably not coherent. We don't know what happened there, but some of these you're just like, I don't know if that's going to work. So I think for the average person that wants to kind of expand on what they're doing, what would your advice be? I mean, that movies like that and the submarine restaurant, I don't know. But like Reese, she always looks cute. Her movies, she always looks so fashionable. So like the fashion association makes sense, right?
Right. I think no matter what, you have to have this very, very deep passion and vision for what it's going to be. One of the criticisms of Blake Lively's it was kind of like a website that was a little bit competitive to the Goop space. It was kind of lifestyle. And then she also wanted to have products, and she also wanted to have a nonprofit element. And it was going this way, that way, this way, that way. And she even said critically after it folded that she wanted it to be all these things, and then it ended up kind of being none of those things. So if it's a natural extension of your own passion, then I think I had mentioned Rihanna and Fenty. I mean, she's always been very forward with her makeup and always has had just the most beautiful, beautiful skin. And this was just a natural fit for her. And then, of course, it went into fashion as well.
Right. And you have to do something. You have to think about who you're speaking to and if they are the right audience. So, for example, Neil Young tried to create his own music streaming service and portable device. Both failed miserably. But then you have like Beats by Dr. Dre, and you have Jay-Z with his successful music line. I mean, where's the difference there? Why were they so much more successful? I mean, they were crazy successful. I mean, probably billions at this point.
It might be product. It might, and I think so much is timing. And then also, as we had mentioned before, it's kind of how rabid are your followers? How much are they going to support you in this endeavor? Do they love you beyond the music, beyond the acting, beyond the screen, in order to carry that into dollars that are not just paying for movie tickets or streaming service to watch your movie, or money to put forth to actually download the music? Are they going to actually put that towards a product, which actually might cost more? Interestingly enough, when we're talking about passion projects and seeing a vision through from beginning to end and having coherency in that storytelling, is Jessica Alba with The Honest Company. So here she had these young children, and she totally didn't have really any experience in terms of product. And then she felt just so much that products needed to be greener and cleaner and chemical free, and so many elements that she wanted to actually put on her children when they were young. Now they're quite grown, but look at The Honest Company as a real example of a passion driven product that consumers could immediately jump onto. And yes, I want this more. Yes, I've been looking for this. Yes, this has been an empty space in the shelves, right? That needed fulfilling and needed filling.
Yeah. So if people want to start their own businesses, what would be your advice, especially if they maybe have some base already? I mean, do you really have to stick to something, I guess, that makes sense with who you are?
Yes. As I said, kind of an extension of your natural personality works beautifully if you can get it to fit just right. And then also make sure that there's a need. So interestingly, to the Steven Spielberg, I remember when that restaurant opened. I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and it was made by this. I mean, how could he fail, right? He has all these resources and so much money, and sometimes money doesn't fill in that gap of a restaurant that submerged itself every so often, and the lights would go dim. I mean, it was fun and theatrical for a second, but then there's also amusement parks for that,
Yeah, I think you have to kind of really think it through, like with anything. I mean, you've got the initial gut reaction, but then does it have longevity, which goes to anything. It goes to investments, it goes to your careers. I mean, something can be short term, but is it really going to be a sustainable thing? Is there going to be an ongoing customer base? A lot of businesses fail because they think there's a short term need for something, but then the fad fades. So anyway, the truth is it's really hard right now because we're all traveling. We're not traveling, but we have to be portable with our businesses. We're not sitting in an office necessarily. So phone.com is something I want to tell everybody about because it allows us to really work from anywhere, including our homes, and appear and be professional because it really helps us use our cell phone for business purposes. Phone.com will provide you with business phone numbers so you can connect to any device. It gives you so much flexibility. You get voice, text, call management, many additional features with phone.com. You can also, this is so important, we're recording this on video. You can add video meetings and conferences so you don't have a hassle setting up video calls. We all have to get better at this because the situation is not changing so fast. So you have to be able to do multimedia. So phone.com voice and video solutions. Also, by the way, this is so important. They are certified HIPAA compliant. So if you're sharing sensitive information, this is something that you need to know about, that you can be protected. So you can visit phone.com. You can check out how easy it is. There's no hardware to install. I personally get hung up a lot when they have to do all these complicated different things. You just pick a monthly plan, you get a new number, or you can use a number that you already have. So it works for entrepreneurs. Maybe Kristen Bell will check it out. If you have a company of one or a team of 20, phone.com is for you. And as your business grows, the company is going to grow with you. The support at phone.com is amazing. 24/7 live human beings. Amy, how important is that? And then you also get the features that you would expect: call forwarding, screening, incoming, caller ID. So you go to phone.com, you can be making calls literally in minutes. They set you up so fast. That is phone.com. You can call them at 877-PHONE-10. And for our listeners here on Money with Friends, use the promo code MWF. You'll get 20% off your first 3 months. Again, phone.com or call 877-PHONE-10 and use promo code MWF for 20% off your first 3 months. Check them out at phone.com and see how they can help you. I love anything that makes doing business better and easier and simpler. Right, Amy?
Oh, yes. I'm all about efficiency these days.
Yes. Let's do our takeaways. What you thinking, Amy?
So it's nothing new that celebrities dive into a kind of side hustle to either satisfy curiosity of being a business person and what have you. And honestly, as a general audience, we love it when they succeed and we applaud them. And when they fail, we are very kind of negative in our commentary. And honestly, with Kristen Bell, she's such a fun kind of spirit and light, and she's delved into this new CBD product. And actually the timing, I think, is kind of brilliant. We're at home, moms are more stressed than ever. Again, a reminder, that is her target audience, and she wants to give something that helps, just kind of takes the edge off of life. So interestingly enough, I feel like she has chosen a product line which requires a bit more education than most, and she's really going to lend her celebrity prowess to the education portion and also the affordability portion. Oh, and I always feel like when celebrities delve into this, they really do need to have the charitable component, which thankfully this one does have.
I think that's so well said. And I love the fact that you point out that there's an educational component to this because especially with a product like CBD, it is something that a lot of us don't know much about. We're curious about. We don't know if it's right for us, but hearing from her, knowing that she's endorsing it and giving us that information to make our own choices, whatever they may be, I think does make it more accessible. Also more accessible with respect to the price points. So it's also a time when, and again, it is targeted towards moms, but the truth is a lot of us have the same stressors that moms have. And by the way, I am a mom fully in her target market here. Her likability, it's going to draw a lot of attention. It got my attention. And in the end, as with a lot of celebrity products, we have to see if people go for it. People might try it more because of her, but ultimately the product does have to stand on its own. Countless celebrities have come in with products that get a splash of publicity and then fail. They have to stand on their own. I guess we'll have to try it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Amy, what are you working on? By the way, Amy's Reels videos, if we haven't talked about them yet, are so amazing. And they are educational. If you think Kristen Bell is educational, I learned about how my dishwasher works from Amy because apparently there's a lot of different ways that you can put dishes. You can tell we're recording this early. You can put dishes in the dishwasher in much more efficient ways. And Amy actually did a video about a dishwasher that we loved. We all went crazy over, all of our friends, because, tell us about it, Amy. Tell us about your dishwasher reels.
Oh gosh. Well, I only have one dishwasher reel.
Well, the service is called Reels. Anyway.
So, it's for Whirlpool, and there's new dishwasher that they have, and it has so many different features beyond the dishwasher I previously had. So it was kind of exciting to point it out. Like there's a third rack. A lot of people might have a third rack that is very narrow and very shallow, and you could place silverware only in it. Otherwise, nothing else would fit. And this actual third rack fits bowls and mugs, which pretty much freaks me out because I'm Japanese American. We use bowls all the time in cooking. And I have a stoneware collection of mugs. Thank you, by the way, for my Money with Friends mug, too. I have a stoneware collection of mugs. And so it just frees up all this space, right? But the dishwasher and the ingenuity and how much they've responded to consumer feedback has been pretty phenomenal. So it has a lot of other bells and whistles aside from just that.
It's a cool dishwasher, but more importantly, you're very cool and your reels are awesome to watch, better than I think any TV show out there. So everyone's got to binge on all of your content. Where can people follow you and find all this great stuff?
Yeah, I'm at Amy E. Goodman across all social. Thank you for the compliment about the reels. Oftentimes I'll just be walking around and being like, oh gosh, you know what? This was really difficult for me to figure out. Maybe I can make it easier for the next person. That's literally how they come about.
Well, you did a great one on organizing your desk. I love that one.
Yeah. And I wish it was still that organized. I look back at that reel and dream how beautifully clean it was.
Well, everyone, you can learn more also about Amy and all of our thought leaders and co-hosts for this season and previous seasons on our website, moneywithfriendspodcast.com. And please be part of our audience. You can see the show live and be part of our live audience by going to YouTube. Just search for Money with Friends. And please be part of our Instagram community at Money Friends Pod. That's also our handle on Twitter. Joe will be back tomorrow with another one of our thought leaders. Thanks for being here, Amy.
Oh, so much fun. Thank you.
And Amy will be back in a few weeks. You can, by the way, see the schedules also on our website, moneywithfriendspodcast.com. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.